All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Today is April 16, 2025, Wednesday. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream. My name is Michael Chu. So here we're gonna look quickly at the market. We are down Nasdaq 1.7%, Dow is down 0.5%, and S&P is down 1.1%. The volume is lower today, so that is a good news because you don't want to have a down day on a higher volume. So far so good. In terms of stocks on the move, we have some stocks here, not a lot. So we have Tigo, ATGE, AEM, AU, ATAT, Pass, GFI, Argo, Netflix, WPM, Cairns, and AGI. So we have Cairns here. Um, Cairns doesn't have um, good earnings, so we'll pass on that. So yeah, we'll start from the top, I guess. Tigo was the number one, so let's take a look at that one. Actually, before we jump into the stocks, let's just take a quick look at the index here. So what happened, right? So we talked about this resistance level here. This is not good. We can't pass the 21-day moving average. So then where is 10 day? 10 days right there. So we basically came back and fell below the 10 days. So this is actually very bad because not only we couldn't pass 21 day, but we actually fell below the 10 days. So this is definitely not good news. Again, the downtrend is still in play here. Very short downtrend. This is not too short, but like 45-degree angle. But now that we are under this 10-day moving average right here, that's not a good sign. So, if it starts to fall apart the market from here, we could easily come back down. Okay. So, yeah, this morning I have lots of my stops hit, and so a lot of positions at least were cut in some form, just because of this movement here. So, uh, yeah, I think we would be very cautious. Of course, we could bounce off the 10-day again and come back up to the 21-day and try one more time. But it's just this, because this reminds me of right here, right? We found resistance at 21-day, and then the next day we just came all the way back down to the 10-day. So that kind of reminds me that of that. Except that day it wasn't a gap down. So that's the only difference is that today we have a gap down. So generally, gap down is actually even worse, right? Because yeah. So I would be very cautious right now because of this movement. Um, I know the news related to Nvidia and stuff like that they're taking a 5.5 billion. I believe it's a tax or some cost. Yeah, tax cost. Right off here. But still, the fact that market is reacting so strongly, like that's also show the negative sentiment. So right now is probably not the best time to be aggressive because of that. So with that being said, now yeah, I think this is definitely worth watching. I don't have much confidence that it will bounce back today because of this gap down. But if it does bounce back and say close at the 10-day, uh, I mean that's a positive because that will be closing at the top range and also yeah. But the fact that it's just sitting at the below the 10-day right now, and even if it come back to the 10-day, it doesn't show strength. If anything, again, the big takeaway here is it fell, it couldn't cross 21-day, and it fell below 10-day. So that's a two double negative technical. indicators or signals here. So yeah, whether other areas besides Nasdaq or tech related stocks are gonna work, we won't know. But usually when the market starts to fall apart, it does spread the negativity across all sectors. So that's why I would be more cautious here now. Okay, all right. So let's just look at some stocks now. There's not too many stocks. So let's look at Tigo. That's number one on the list here. This one is breaking out. This is the trend line I drew. It broke out yesterday, and it's been falling through, so that's good. Volume is really strong here. Super high. Very nice. Very nice. So I do have a position on this one. Uh, yeah. So I think my entry point was around there. So that's Tigo. This telecom related stock. Um, yeah, that's the only tech stock on the list today. There's not much on the list today. That's the other problem. Because most tech stocks are getting hit today, like Nvidia. Um, all the chip stocks getting hit today because of Nvidia. So you can take a quick look there. SMH here on the ETF, huge drop, 3.6%. Again, you can see clearly how it gapped down below the 10-day. That's, like I said, very negative sign. Unless there's a really strong rebound today, this will probably continue on the next few days, right? So again, there's a high probability we are going to come back down and test the lows. So looking at Nvidia, here's the 10-day gap down again, same thing. Um, so not a really good sign right now. If I look at the 5-minute chart here for a second, so you see this was the 2-day low, 2 days ago lows. It broke that easily, and then there's a 4-day low here that hasn't hit yet, but we're very close to it. So this low right here. Okay, so that's Nvidia. Let's take a quick look at Tesla as well, because Tesla has been finding resistance at this line right here. Couldn't couldn't cross it. This is another negative. Like it keep finding resistance, and now we're below the 10-day as well. So, and this is not far from the lows. So easily we could come back and test the lows. So that's another negative here. Um, okay, so that's Tesla. And like I said, there's lots of stuff. The other stuff that trading was onto also got shaken out this morning. You can see very similar chart pattern. Um, so yeah, not a good sign. The one stock that's bucking the trend, Okta, um, is green right now. So this one just doesn't want to give up. Very strong momentum. Um, so yeah, other than that, like I said, most tech stocks are down today. Palantir is also down 2.7%. But it's still looking pretty good. It's trading actually pretty tight for today's range. Look at that, it hasn't give up this low yet, so that's really good. Um, so that's good. All right, let's move on to next sector here. Let me see. Again, not many strong stocks today. Okay, so we do have ATAT. So that's Chinese stock. Let's take a look at that one. Okay, so we have a very strong trend line going down. It's trying to come back up slowly. Um, so it did cross my trend line this morning, but it fell back down a little bit. So yeah, it's trying to come back up. Um, so I'm gonna redraw my trend line here. Um, Yeah, it's definitely a good to watch this one. Look, holding really strong today despite the down market. Yeah, I know this is a Chinese stock, but still, yeah, um, it's looking pretty good. Again, lots of Chinese stocks have been rebounding lately, so very interesting. Um, so this is still in a normal trend. It hasn't really quite decisively crossed 10 day. We have ATGE here. The, this is education services. Um, looks like it's breaking out nicely right now. Um, so the trend line is broken. So this last 2 days it was able to and today is a very decisive move. You can see here. So yeah, I would say today is a breakout day, early breakout day. So um, yeah, potential here. That's a potential. We'll see how it acts during the rest of the day. So this morning it has some tests here at the lows, and then after that it's been holding on, holding on. So looks good. Okay, so that's ATG. Um, let's move on to the next section. We have we'll look at STRL. It's very strong STRL. Um, this is in the construction, heavy construction group. Really strong on the sales, not that strong, but earnings really strong. It's bouncing from the bottom. It's a very strong bounce so far. It did find resistance yesterday, um, and then it pulled back today slightly. So watch for this. See how it acts as it comes to the 10-day here. So yeah, HWM. This one has rising earnings and sales. So it looks really good. Um, so it's just at the 10-day right now. So it came above it right here, but then it kind of got a little bit choppy here, and then it went up here and tried to cross this 50-day. It couldn't, and it came back down. Again, it's finding support 10 days so far, but it hasn't really quite break out per se. So this would be the trend line here. Let me draw that. And so that's the trend line right there. So so it's just sitting at a 10-day right now. NFG is utility gas distribution, really strong earnings and sales. It's been bouncing really good. So here's the bounce. Look at this bounce. It's a V-shaped bounce. Um, I did take a position right there, and RS is at new high. Um, yeah, looking really good. It's slightly extended right now, slightly, but it's coming close to the previous high. So yeah, so this is a new high, like new recent high. Okay. Um, let's see if there's any other related stocks. Not much going on there. Okay, then we have only one health related stock show up today. That's Penn. So again, the list is very short today. It's probably a no action day kind of day. If anything, it's probably a sell day. This is trading really tight. Hasn't come out yet. Strong earnings sales. I would put trend line here and just wait for that breakout. Okay, then let's do the financial first. There's only one stock here, CBRE and Kins. Not very strong earnings though. Um, yeah, most financial stocks are down today. This one has lower earnings, so I'll pass on it. Again, the dominant area is gold. Continue to show strength, and let me finish with this. So AGI, let's go to gold price for GLD. Look at this, up to okay, that's weekly. 2.3%. Wow, look at the gap up on the price here. The new highs. So most stocks will be making new highs. So this one intraday was high at the high, but now came back to the low. So it does that a lot. The gold stocks do that a lot. They gap up and then they come back down. But nonetheless, they're still making new highs. So that's still a positive. So you can see it's looking very little bit climatic now. Look at the sharp angle of the 10-day. It's definitely going for the run now. So that's AGI. Then we have AEM here. Also same thing. Gap to new high, reverse a little bit so far. It's still an up day for them. Very powerful, very powerful. AU, like pretty much across the board, right? The board, all the gold stocks. Just look at wow, look at this gap up right here. This is like very steep now. Very far away from the 10-day. Unfortunately, I missed all this. I have to admit, because I just didn't have the guts to deal with this V-shaped rebound at that moment. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Again, emotion got into play, and I just froze. And that's one of the hardest part about trading psychology is, instead of dealing with emotions, you need to deal with managing risk. Um, you know, anyhow. So that's another high here. So all these gold stocks are making high. OR. So yeah, other than the gold stocks, like that's the only area that's continue to shine. Like almost every day is shining. It's crazy how strong this group is. Um, Here's R gold again, another one making new high. And we have WPM also making new high. Right? Then we have gold, Barrick gold. This one making new high. It reverse. This one is not as strong as the other guys, but yeah. It's gold. Pretty much all of them are doing well. We have TFPM. This is a smaller cap, also doing well, also making new highs. And then we have Jeep Gulfport. That's an oil and gas. Um, so it bounced back slightly above 10 days. Looks pretty good. Um, yeah, The oil and gas is not doing so well in general. So I will be cautious about it. So I would redraw this trend line right now. But um, but yeah, the 1021 day is so close. So let's wait for that breakout there, and then we'll just see what happening. But yeah, in general, oil has been pretty low now. I think $61 this morning on WTI. Um, so just not doing too much. So yeah, let me just do one last check on the market here. Let's go back to QQQ. Again, Nasdaq not doing well today. Um, we're still below the 10-day. There's no bounce whatsoever. This could turn more uglier, right? Because the market had tried to come back, it couldn't, and once we hit the new low again, we can accelerate going down. So this is not good. So that's QQQ. Let's look at SPY. Very similar action. No power. Couldn't come across the day's high here. It still could happen, right? I'm not trying to. Let's try to keep a half glass half full, half empty type of mentality. Let's see what it's gonna do. But I'm just saying, if it does come back down, it will probably accelerate going down after that. Dow here. So Dow is the one that is trying to come back up. It has made the new high on the day now. So it's only down 0.18%. So Dow is leading the market today. So let's keep watching for that. And Russell still at the bottom of the range today. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.